Hello everyone, my name is Jessica Lewis and I'm doing my oral presentation for Drama 30. I chose to talk about question number 1 and discuss a family member and their experience with immigration. I decided to choose my father, and his name is Juan Galindo Lopez. He was born to Amelia and Amalio Lopez. My father got his middle name Galindo from his mother. Galindo was his mother's maiden name, and she gave the maiden name to 8 of her children. And my father explains that all of his siblings got that middle name because they've done it from generation to generation. And of course they all took their father's last name. He was born in Durango, Mexico on October 14th, 1962. And he has 7 other siblings. Growing up, his father always emphasized for the boys to always take care of their mother and their 2 sisters. When my father was 4 years old, his parents decided to move to Oakland, California. The reason why they chose Oakland was because my grandmother had 2 brothers here, and my grandfather had also had cousins here in the Bay Area. They traveled on a bus, and my father doesn't remember much because of his age, but he remembers it being a long, hot bus ride. When my grandfather brought my grandmother here, he had purchased a house for $10,000. And my grandmother became a permanent resident fast, and her children, but my grandfather, it took a while. It took him 10 years to become a permanent resident, and within those 10 years, he'd have to leave his family after his working visa would expire, and he'd have to work in Mexico for 6 months and apply for a visa to come back to California and to get this working visa. In the meantime, he lived with family members in Mexico. My father said that growing up he played games exactly how we did: red light, green light, football, basketball, the same sports that we play today. My father said growing up that he never got new clothes, that anytime they needed something, their mother would make it, that she made anything from clothes to curtains to blankets, anything you can think of, his mother made. And his father was also very handy. Anything that needed to be done in the house, his father did, or anything that needed to be built, his father built. His earliest childhood memory was Christmas morning. He woke up and he had one gift, and it was a red car toy. And what he remembers is being upset because the car didn't have any batteries, so he couldn't play with it. I asked my father why he never applied for his citizenship, and he explained that he doesn't need to be a citizen, that he knows he's an American. He's been here for 42 years, and that he's a permanent resident, and that he knows that he's American. He has to renew his green card every 10 years, and every time he moves, he also has to renew his green card. I asked John if Mexicans have it hard to immigrate from Mexico to America, and he explained that 10 years ago they had it way too easy, and now it's impossible with many restrictions. He explained that his father had to miss out on so much in those 10 years, that he had to miss out on holidays, and he had to miss out on the birth of his last son because of not being able to work in America. He said the reason why it took so long was because his father wanted to do everything the correct way, and he wanted everything to be legal. And he had to work 100 times harder than someone who just applied 10, 15 years ago. His father taught him always to be fair and to follow the laws. My father explained that the reason why they came here is because his father wanted a better life for him, his mother, and his siblings. And the most important thing that he learned from his father was to work hard and to take care of your family. Thank you, everybody.